like in a Korean office, wouldn't it be like, because John's technically our senior in the office, we would have to show him respect.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hi, John.
Yeah, I feel like I get less respect I'm at a higher office.
Yeah, tipping's not like allowed here.
I left 1,000 won, and the lady came after me,
Yeah.
and she was like, just pay them properly.
Oh yeah, just a kimchi on the subway.
Kimchi on the subway?
The loose bag.
Can you finish like a tub of kimchi on the subway?
Tune in next week
Or
for that
something.
video.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pagoda One. I'm John from America, and today I'm just joking. Go ahead.
I'm Joanne from Canada.
And George from the UK. Hello.
Yes, and today we're going over some cultures that are sometimes acceptable in our countries, but maybe not in Korea.
Cultural differences.
Cultural differences. That'll be like episode 5,000. Cultural differences.
Cultural differences.
What's your cultural difference?
Oh, me first.
Oh,
Okay. I'm going to talk about hierarchy, specifically I think in like the office and the workplace. In a quite a traditional Korean company, or an average Korean company, you have to speak to your boss with a certain level of respect. It's kind of embedded in the Korean language. There's words, there's phrases, there's grammar, verb conjugations that are acceptable, speaking to different levels of hierarchy above you and below you. So I think people, from what I've heard, Korean workers feel uncomfortable talking casually to their boss. Again, traditionally speaking, maybe not more up-to-date modern companies perhaps. But I would say in my country, in the UK, and other examples I've heard, people's team leaders, bosses, it's very casual, the relationship. You are on a first name basis. You can kind of talk to them just like any other person. There's a level of respect, especially if you actually respect them, but there's not so much inbuilt necessary linguistic respect. I think you just are polite to them, but you can be very on the same level.
I feel like in a Korean office, wouldn't it be like, because John's technically our senior in the office, we would have to show him respect. But I'm like, hi, John.
Yeah.
I feel like I get less respect I'm at a higher office.
Yeah.
In America, that's the intention. When you get hired at a job, you're wanting to go from far to close. You're wanting to go from unfamiliar to familiar. You're wanting to get as close to the boss as possible. That's just kind of like the work culture.
Non-Koreans who work in Korea, who get some kind of level of management position or leadership in a company or in a job, feel really uncomfortable when people start treating them like boss. Like, no, I'm not your boss, I'm not your leader, like, because we have a more
Just talk
horizontal
casually.
structure.
Yeah.
But Koreans and even foreigners who've been here for a while will kind of automatically snap into like, oh, this person's not my boss.
Sir.
Yeah, even as a joke, but like it
Bow.
makes them very uncomfortable. I would feel uncomfortable, so I'd be like, no, just treat me normal.
Perhaps this is a cultural aspect that both of our countries share. It's very common to find tipping in both of our countries.
Boo, tipping.
I'm not a fan of it particularly. Just pay them properly.
Well, yeah, just
Pay
Just
the
pay them
workers.
properly.
like a voluntary tip is nice
A voluntary tip is nice.
if you give good service.
Exactly.
But it has to be like fully voluntary, like
Yeah.
no expectation. Well, anyways, please,
Yeah.
sorry, go on. I'm passionate about this subject.
He's very passionate about it. Maybe you should have talked about tipping.
Perhaps, yeah.
In regards to tipping, a lot of the mindset and culture behind it is that we need to tip in order to make up for the lack of payment that these poor servers are not receiving, because typically in North America, they're paid a little bit less than minimum wage. So we have to pay maybe like 20%. I think 20% is the average now these days, but back when I was a wee lad, I used to pay like 10%, so it's increased significantly. So this is a cultural aspect that is very, very common in North America, but would be unacceptable in Korea.
Yeah, tipping's not like allowed here.
Or
Yes.
where it is like in the more expensive places.
Right.
Or
Mhm.
certain circumstances, but culturally, I don't think we're aware enough to know which circumstances.
Yeah. I think there was one time when I first came to Korea, I left like a chunwon, like I left 1,000 won, and the lady came after me,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Oh, your money."
Yeah.
I feel like for me, calling or talking loudly on public transportation or in public areas, up to the point of drinking and eating in public areas and transportation, is generally all right. Of course, if you're yelling, people are like, eh. But, just having a quick phone conversation, fine. If you have like a little bite to eat, it's okay. Especially drinking like Starbucks. I'm sure
Oh,
Starbucks
yes.
is like, everyone has a Starbucks on the metro or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But not really in Korea. It's kind of, I guess just one of those cultural aspects.
Cultural aspects.
Where talking on the subway, it should be done in hushed tones.
Yeah.
Calling on the phone also is hushed tones or not at all. You'll still get looks sometimes.
Mhm.
And then eating, I don't know if I've ever seen someone eat. And even people who like bring food on, they're always like trying to wrap it up so the smell
They're
doesn't
like,
come
I
out
think it's based on the
Okay.
consideration of the smell.
The smell, yeah.
because it makes everyone hungry.
Or, there's some really strong smells.
Kimchi on the subway, you don't want it.
But
I think Subway?
Stinky,
smells great.
I like the smell.
Anyways,
Kimchi
yeah.
on the subway?
You're just,
I'm still
I
stuck.
feel
A loose bag of kimchi.
I feel like that would be like some sort of like YouTube challenge. Like,
Kimchi on
can
the
you
subway.
finish like a tub of kimchi on the subway?
Tune in next week
Or
for that
something
video.
I refuse.
vlogging
I'll do it.
kimchi on the
Hey
subway.
y'all.
I'll do it.
Find any cultural things in your country that are weird. Send them to us, and then we'll rate them 0 to 10.
0 to 10. This is 1000% weird.
Tier list video.
Tier list video. Thanks for joining us. This has been Pagoda One.
It sure has.
Make sure to
Like.
Comment.
and subscribe and share. Bye.
Bye.